Hello everyone! Today we are back continuing to talk about quadratics. So far we have talked about finding that vertex algebraically, so figuring out what our max height is. We have also talked about finding our y-intercept and then using all of this information, putting it onto a graph so we can figure out things like our range and our domain, all with these quadratic functions. So today we're going to add in a new element, and that is finding what our x-intercepts are. So we're figuring out where do we cross the x-axis here. So this week we're going to start with solving the quadratic equation by factoring, and then as the weeks progress we're going to learn other methods in which we can figure out what the x-intercepts are. So when we're doing this, we're going to start by setting our quadratic equation equal to 0. So usually our equations are something like y equals, let's say, 2x. We always set our equations equal to y. It could be something like y equals x squared. So we're trying to figure out, okay, what is our x-intercept? We'll think any place that we cross the x-axis, our y value is 0. At this point here, it's -6, 0. Our x value is -6. Our y value is 0. If we had this point right here, we have 1, 0. Our x value is 1. Our y value is 0. So we're trying to figure out, when does this equation have a y value equal to 0? So if I want to figure that out with either of these, I would just say 0 equals 2x and 0 equals x squared. We're setting our equation equal to 0. Then we're going to factor. And then we're going to set those factors equal to 0 to solve for x. And that's going to give us the 1 or 2 places that we're going to cross the x-axis. So let's start by factoring. So a brief reminder on factoring, that's what most of your spiral review is on this week, is reviewing those factoring methods. Is we're looking for two numbers that multiply to 8 and they add to 6. So they multiply to 8 and they add to 6. So those two values are going to be x plus 4 and x plus 2. So remember, I can set up my two parentheses with x, and the numbers that multiply to 8 and add to 6 are 4 and 2. Since these are both positive, both values in our parentheses have to be positive. And this is equal to 0. So now, as it says, we're going to set each of those factors equal to 0. So I'm going to say x plus 4 equals 0, and x, that is not the prettiest looking for, that's a little better, x plus 2 equals 0. So now I'm going to solve here. So to solve for x in my first equation, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, and I get x equals -4. So that means I have an x-intercept at the point -4, 0. So that's one of the places where I cross the x-axis. Then over here, I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. So I get x equals -2. So I have another x-intercept at the point -2, 0. So now let's go ahead and put this into our graph over here. So my x-intercepts are -4, 0, and -2, 0. And let's go ahead and put those on our graph. So we have -4, 0. And -2, 0. And my y-intercept, remember I look at my last term there, my constant, and that is 8. So I have a y-intercept at 0, 8. So I'll go ahead and plot at 0, 8. And asked, does the parabola open up or down? And this has a positive number, right? So if it's positive in front, it opens up. So the reason it opens up, meaning it's going to be a u, is because our a value is positive. So I know it's going to look something like this. So the last thing I need to do is find my vertex. So I can always use -b over 2a. But now that I know my x-intercepts, we want to think, okay, if we have two x-intercepts, where does the vertex have to be located? Well, as we talked before, our vertex is directly in the middle of the two halves of the graph. So if I have a point here and here, and they're on the same horizontal line, my x value has to be directly between them. So that means my vertex exactly between -4 and -2, that is at -3. So my x value is -3. So how do I figure out what my y value is? So I know that my vertex has an x value of -3. I just plug that into my equation. So I would say -3 squared plus 6 times -3 plus 8. So that is 9 minus 18 plus 8, and that will give me a -1. So my vertex is at -3, -1. So I can go -3, -1. I could have also done this using -b over 2a. Some of us are going to like using the formula. Some of us can visualize, okay, what's halfway between these 2 points. But if I use -b over 2a, it would be -6 over 2. My a value is 1. So -6 divided by 2 is -3. So I would get the same value for x, whether I used my graph or if I used the -b over 2a. So this here, it's always in the middle. Okay, so now let's go ahead and draw in our graph. So let's think too, I also could find another point on my graph, right? Because everything has to be equal from this middle line here. Well, this value at 8 is 1, 2, 3 points over from our vertex. So if I go 1, 2, 3 points over, I have another point here. Remember, they're exactly even. So 3 points over. So I can make my parabola here. And again, I want it to make a U, not a V. And then it's going to continue out with arrows. So make sure your line doesn't curve in. We want it to go out. So that is graphing with our factors. So we were able to find now our y-intercept, our x-intercept, our vertex, and then we can create this graph, whether it's opening up or down. So let's do another example together. So this next one, we have x squared minus 9 equals 0. So remember, difference of two squares. If these are both perfect squares and this value in the middle, it's negative, that means that we can do a positive and a negative of the square root. So I would do x and x. One's positive and one's negative. Well, the square root of 9 is 3, so I have a positive 3 and a negative 3 there. And that equals 0. So we'll set each of these equal to 0. X plus 3 equals 0, and x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals -3, and x equals positive 3. So I have intercepts at -3, 0, and at 3, 0. So my x-intercepts are -3, 0, and 3, 0. So now that we have those down, let's put them on our graph. So we have -3, 0, and 3, 0. So the y-intercept, remember, is my last term here. So my y-intercept is 0, -9. So we'll go ahead and graph that as well, 0, -9. And my parabola opens up because my a value is positive. So I know it's going to be a U shape. That kind of looks a little more like a V, but okay, so if you have two x-intercepts, where does the vertex have to be? Remember, it has to be directly in the middle. So what is exactly between -3 and 3? Well, right in the middle of that is 0. So my x value is 0. Well, you can probably see from the graph we have a point at 0. So if we plug 0 in, we have 0 squared minus 9 equals -9. So my vertex is the same as my y-intercept, and that'll happen when we have difference of two squares. So that's my vertex at 0, -9. And again, I could have found this using opposite of b over 2a. I have no b value, so b is 0, and so that would give me 0. So we'll go ahead and graph this. Missed my vertex a little bit there. There we go. And that is my vertex with my two x-intercepts. So we're going to set it equal to 0, factor, and then solve. Okay, so you're going to do one example on your own here. So on page 22, so if you flip backwards, just like we do in class all the time, we flip back to a blank page to do some extra work. So we have the function x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. So just like we did on the last page, you're going to find the x-intercepts, the y-intercepts. Tell me how the parabola opens and how you know. Where does the vertex have to be located? And then write the vertex as the point x comma y. And then it wouldn't be a bad idea to give yourself a little sketch of this graph too. So you're going to write this down and then you're going to post this onto Canvas. So if you have any questions, hop on to office hours. Other than that, have a great rest of your day.